Good afternoon. Here is the business news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Dawn Wilson. The federal government says it has paid more than 700 billion naira in verified debts owed to local contractors in recent months. According to the Federal Ministry of Finance, 436.6 billion naira was disbursed in May alone, while payments have also been approved for over 1,240 contractors across ministries, departments, and agencies. The ministry said the move is part of efforts to clear inherited liabilities, strengthen public financial management, and support the delivery of infrastructure and public services nationwide. Nigeria's petrol import bill has dropped by more than 96% in the first quarter of 2026. New figures from the National Bureau of Statistics show that the country spent 87,401 million naira on petrol imports between January and March this year. That is a sharp decline from the more than 2 trillion naira recorded during the same period last year. The report also shows that petrol no longer ranks among Nigeria's top imported products. A development analyst said reflects the growing impact of local refining and reduced dependence on foreign fuel supplies. Retailers of cooking gas have raised concerns over persistent supply shortages across the country. They said recent shipments of liquefied petroleum gas have not significantly improved availability, with prices continuing to rise in many locations. Some retailers are now selling cooking gas for as much as 2,400 naira per kilogram. The marketers warn that scarcity and high prices may continue unless urgent measures are taken to improve supply. The Transmission Company of Nigeria says the national grid is not the major challenge facing electricity supply in the country. Speaking at a stakeholders summit on power sector reforms in Lagos, TCN Managing Director Sule Abdulaziz said the transmission network can currently wheel up to 8,700 megawatts of electricity. He noted that Nigeria's highest power generation record remains 5,801.84 megawatts, while well below the grid's available capacity. According to him, ongoing investments and infrastructure upgrades have significantly improved the country's power transmission network. On the foreign scene, the U.S. has added several major firms from China, including e-commerce giant Alibaba and electric car maker BYD, to a list of companies said to have ties with the Chinese military. The Department of Defense's list aims to alert American organizations to the risks of doing business with the Chinese firms, but their inclusion does not mean they are immediately sanctioned. The Chinese embassy in the U.S. told newsmen that the list was discriminatory and said firms from China have strictly complied with the laws abroad. BYD was contacted and several firms on the list for comment. Alibaba's representatives said separately that there was no basis for their companies to have been listed. The list, known as Section 1260H, was announced in a post on the Federal Register yesterday and names some of China's top companies, a move that risks aggravating tensions between Washington and Beijing. The Pentagon flagged 108 Chinese military companies deemed as a national security risk to the U.S. And that was the business news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Dawn Wilson. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Maybe home is somebody's smile when they look at you for the first time. Maybe home is being a home to something you love and adore with all your heart. And that is what life, friendship, and love are all about. Maybe home is listening to all of your favorite shows on Today 95.1 FM. We create memories. We inspire comfort. We are the voice of the people, and we are home away from home.
Education never ends, and we believe it starts even way earlier than most of us think. On Andre Gorgie, every Tuesday, 1 to 2 p.m., we unravel these various building blocks and its challenges that make you and I better versions of ourselves. Andre Gorgie on Today 95.1 FM.
All right, 8 minutes past 1 o'clock. Yes, you know what time it is. It's time for Andra Gorgie, where we talk about all things education and education-related education issues. So long as it concerns education, yes, we'll be talking about it. And I'm not alone in the studio. I never like being alone because I think the experts do it better. And she has become, you know what, if she's not in the studio, oh my God, it's not a good day. You are welcome to the program, Ejiro. Why you smile like that?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And Ejiro is an, you know what, I've never really asked you your qualifications. I always just say education expert. Could you break it down for us so that we understand whose presence we are in?
Okay.
Yes.
I'm a school consultant.
Okay.
So when it has to do with preferring solutions to schools, as well as advice or plan events for schools, talk to Mrs. Ejiro.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, and today we'll be talking to her about something troubling, something worrying has started happening in Nigeria, and I'm wondering if like the Boko Haram issue. I'm wondering if this is like it's like a sign, and we're probably not paying attention to the sign. All right, so I'll read you a story, then I'll play you a clip, and then we'll take the conversation from there. So let's see if I can find that story about the NERDC. Some days ago or some time ago, you heard us talk about the NERDC and they looking into reviewing textbooks and making sure that the materials that our pupils and students were using are actually fit for purpose. So now it's gone from what we could call Turanchi to, well, they have started the first phase of a possible implementation. So here's the story. NERDC begins nationwide textbook review, introduces ranking for approved learning materials. So the Nigerian Educational Research and Development Council, NARDC, has commenced a comprehensive review of Nigeria's textbook evaluation system, mandating publishers and relevant stakeholders to present school textbooks for a new phase of assessment, reevaluation, and ranking under a recently introduced quality assurance framework. In a public notice signed by the Executive Secretary of NERDC, Professor Salisu Shehu, the Council announced the commencement of the 2026 Phase 1 textbook evaluation and ranking exercise, describing it as part of broader efforts to improve educational quality and ensure that learners must have access to credible and high-standard instructional materials. The initiative introduces a ranking mechanism into the textbook approval process, a move expected to promote healthy competition among publishers and elevate the quality standards for teaching and learning resources used across schools in the country. Now, according to the notice, all textbooks, including those previously assessed and approved for the targeted class levels, must be resubmitted for evaluation due to the introduction of new standards, benchmarks, and ranking requirements. So they're going to do it in several phases, in 3 phases actually. Phase 1 will cover Primary 1, Primary 4, JSS 1, and SS 1. Phase 2, Primary 2, Primary 5, JSS 2, and SS 2. Phase 3, Primary 3, Primary 6, JSS 3, and SS 3. The Council announced that submissions for Phase 1 will begin, I think it has already begun, June 8th. All right, it has already begun. Yeah. And close on June 19, warning that late submissions will be entertained. Now, bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that we have 2 topics, we have 2 issues connected on the table. But the first one is, well, they've moved from Turanchi, because I know you were talking about last time, we were talking about implementation. It's a good idea and all of that. So they've put their best foot forward, wouldn't you say?
Please. Yes, please. I think it's a great one. Yeah. Hearing about the phase 1 which started as at yesterday, is a great one. Yeah. So with this now, I think we will always beat our chest whenever we hear the government say something.
Okay.
Yes, it's a beautiful move. Yes.
All right.
So it's now a time for school owners, as well as possibly, let's say, some parents to talk to those publishers. Yes, they should submit their books, because from the look of things, they are not joking about it at all. So even if you've been approved before now, like your book was already listed, if it doesn't go through this very phase, nothing for you.
Okay.
Yes.
So I love that. Many times we say, do they take education seriously in Nigeria and all of that? So I love the fact that they are actually securing and protecting the minds of the children.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now that's the physical.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to play a clip for you, and then I'll ask the question. Like I said, a worrying trend is beginning to emerge in Nigeria, and I'm wondering just how safe our kids are. So listen to this, and then I'll tell you where my head is at. Just a second, trying to get the clip to load up. And, all right.
They came and scraped my son's hair, and they are not saying anything about it. They are not saying anything about it. They are not saying that they are shielding the teacher. They are shielding the teacher. What is she saying? Don't tell me that. If they scrape your picture, what people do? Don't tell me that. Don't tell me. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. If they scrape your picture, have I done anything to the school? It does not matter. We see everything. You people should provide the teacher that scraped my son's hair. Provide it. You don't even know what happened. Look at my son's hair. They took the hair cut his nails. Who scraped my son's hair? You're hiding the teacher. Where's the teacher? Where's the minder? Look at them. Look at them. They took my son's hair. Look at his hair. They took his hair. Provide my son's hair. Nobody's accountable. Nobody's accountable. Bring the person that scraped my son's hair. Took his nails last time. I have been complaining. Who took my son's hair? This is a child I took for 9 months. He's my only child. He's my only child. He's my only child. They took his hair. Nigeria, please. They came and scraped my.
All right, so that's the story. I think it was last week. This made the rounds, and it's a very scary thing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the question on the table is this: Nigeria is a religious country at the end of the day. And so, or maybe we can say cultural, even if you don't want to go with religion. So you have the NERDC protecting the mental capacity of the kids.
Of the learners, yes.
Then you have the schools that should also be doing same, including protecting what one would say the spiritual and physical aspect of the child.
Yes, please.
But you have this situation where, the child's hair was scraped and fingernails taken.
No explanation.
Is the rot in Nigeria beginning to seep into places that we once felt were safe? Now it's getting into the schools. So you're craping. I've had situations where I think I think I was in JS2 at the time, Christmas or something. My mom had me have my hair in the Anita Baker fashion.
Okay.
But going back to school, I used to pat it down so that there would be no issues. Most of the teachers, in fact, from 1 to 10, 9 out of 10 teachers didn't have a problem with it so long as it looked neat. Yeah. But there was this lady, Mrs. Essen.
There's always
my
that one.
word, she was troubling me. And my mom is stubborn. She was like, "You're not cutting that hair." This lady went and got his scissors. And because I'm respectful, she was like, "Wilson, kneel down." I started cutting the hair. And my classmates were like, but my saving grace was that she gave me back my hair.
Okay.
So I know there are teachers that I don't know if it's going above and beyond. Abi they are apropos something.
Okay.
So
always wanting to do more than themselves.
Let's get your perspective because our schools no longer safe.
The thing is this, yes, talking about your time, I think it's the same time with mine.
Okay.
Whereby if you go to school with bushy hairs, they will always cut it. And then it was actually nothing. You could even see that we were even using it to catch crews as at that time, So where after cutting, we'll get like beret to cover the hair. Then before you know, a classmate will come take off the beret and then people will start laughing and shouting.
Yes.
It was like we're having fun with it.
Yes.
But for crying out loud, we are in a world where things are happening, okay? Things are happening in such a way that people are scared of life.
Yes.
So we do not expect that same grace or that same time where these things were nothing, that people will look at it now as nothing. No, it's not so.
Okay.
Yes, I'm saying this because, when I watched that video, I ran quickly to the comment section.
Okay.
Yes, and I saw a lot of comments. While some persons were applauding that, yeah, she did right, some other persons were actually abusing her. That in your own time, did they not cut your hair? After when I was growing up, while I was growing up, they used to cut my hair. It was nothing. What is happening to these 21st century parents? And I was like, wow, you don't say that. Because as at then and now, it's not the same.
Two different times.
Times are really bad right now. Do you understand? And the bad part of it, if you listen to her carefully, she was hammering on accountability.
Yes.
Nobody is coming out to tell her something. And the baby's hair is not there. Like, who will fold the arms and say, yes, you did the right thing as a school?
Yes.
You understand? We quite understand that teachers, they play a vital role in the lives of these learners. Yes, agreed. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But there is something also called boundaries.
True.
You don't cross it. Are you following? Now look at that. That is total trespassing. Are you following? Because the mother has the complete right of that child. That child came from somewhere. Are you following? Which we have some persons protecting and guiding that child. So you as a teacher now, you should be able to respect your boundary and know where you should, affect that child and stop. Crossing into that child's life, taking off something from the child was just a no. Are you following? So people talking that, no, why should she react that way? Excuse me. She has every right to do that.
Right.
Like, the hair is nowhere to be found. Nobody is even owning up that, yes, I did the cutting. It's something to cry out for. You understand? Fingernails cut. Are you understanding? And just as you said, we are in a country where even if we want to take out the religious part of it, how about our culture?
Yeah.
There are some cultures that may not accept that. And you have done that and no one is talking. So, she in fact, she has every right to cry out.
Do you think, I know last time we talked about
negligence, is it?
Negligence, weaponizing the police, because I think there was a case where they came and arrested the I don't think you were around then.
Okay.
There was a particular story where a teacher flogged a student, drug related.
Okay.
He wasn't really supposed to flog the student, but he did and injured the child. And the parents, rather than focusing on, drugs were involved, they weaponized the police and started intimidating the
teacher.
School.
Okay.
So the principal stepped in, and there was all this IGP stuff.
Okay.
So what should parents do now when teachers overstep their bounds or their boundaries? Do you involve the police? What's a legal?
Okay, first of all,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, first of all, you try to approach the management.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, talk to, at least there should be a principal or a head of school. You talk to them whereby you're not satisfied. All right. You move to the ministry. Ministry
really?
of Education now, yes.
So not the police, but the ministry.
No,
All
that's the
right.
chain.
Okay.
You understand? Ministry of
Okay.
Education, you get them involved. All right. Now, whereby nothing is still done or you are still not satisfied, then you go into reporting to the police. Yes, please. Very important.
All
yes.
right. Okay.
So that's the chain.
All right. So Ministry of Education, that's a good one. I never really thought that you could go and report. So cases of maybe assault and all of that, you
Yes.
must go to the Ministry of Education first.
Yes, you involve them because now you can even see, like the case of that textbook, when that parent cried
Yes,
out,
yes.
they are now coming in to do something
Yes,
about it. So
exactly.
they have rights. Yes, they
So
have the rights.
do we have laws at the moment, or are there any policies, even from the Ministry of Education, where teachers should know their boundaries?
Yes, please.
Oh,
yes,
there,
please.
there are
we do.
policies?
There are policies.
Okay.
We also have even a child's rights. Children,
Okay.
they have their rights. Yes, those policies are there in place to guide them. Of course, we do.
So is it that the teachers don't know, or the teacher is just an overzealous? Some teachers are just overzealous. They don't know that these policies, they should follow it.
Yeah, I would say some of them do not know, and
Oh, wow.
some do. Yes, some of them do not know in the sense that they are being employed and then they push into the classroom, they
Okay.
start teaching, they're just working, no orientation. No orientation, yes. I have my reasons for always preaching this orientation because it will open the eyes of both your newly employed teachers, it will open the eyes of your new parents that just came to register
Okay.
their learners, it will also open the eyes of your new learners as well as the old ones returning. Do
Okay.
you understand? Because there are
Yeah.
some things you make everyone to understand. Do not do this, do this. Do not do that, do that. Then there is a time you also divide that orientation whereby you focus on parents alone and then you tell them what they need to do,
Okay.
as well as share your handbook.
Okay.
Are you following?
Yes.
So in a situation where maybe your school has to do with for haircuts, they do skin for boys. Do you understand? And then you have this parent come in to register the child, and the baby is carrying, let's say, hair. Okay, that is well cut, but it's not skinned. You understand? You should be able to open your handbook and then refer the parent. Okay, look at that.
Oh,
this
wait.
is what. Yeah.
Wow. Schools have like a handbook.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Even
they do.
now?
Of course they do.
So
Yes, they do.
when you're enrolling your kids,
You're
giving the handbook.
Exactly, you're giving.
Oh.
So the moment they hand over the form, there is a form that you have to fill for your child.
Okay.
Handbook is supposed to accompany that form.
But do all schools have a handbook?
Not all of them
There
anyway.
we go.
Yeah, not
There
all of
we
them
go.
anyway. And that's where they get it wrong. But for those standard schools, they do have handbook. So you can refer your parents. Now you look at that. This. In a situation like this where the school, they are saying the child was unkept and all, invite the parent for crying out loud. Make the parent to go through page this of that handbook, and then you explain. It's a very simple thing. Then the parent can now go home and do the needful, and not to just take it. This is taking laws into your hands.
Yes.
Now, for the teachers, you also educate your teachers that listen. Yes, we know these children are given to us to cater for, but then there are some things you shouldn't do. You understand? Like when I was training some teachers, I had to talk to them seriously about negligence, because that's where they usually get it very, very wrong. Now, there's this case where a parent had to call me as a school consultant that, please, ma'am, I need you to tackle this. I'm calling you because even when I referred, I said, you were supposed to talk to the head of school. She said, no, ma'am, I'm talking to you because when you came and you addressed us in the PTA, I saw that you know exactly what you're doing. So I want to put you in the know for what just happened. I said, okay, what happened? He said, I gave my baby rice to take to school, and I wanted to wash my baby's foot flags. I am seeing noodles inside the foot flags. So a lot of things we hear, a lot of things we see. Are you following? So now I had to, call the school owner. She's not in the country. I told her, I said, urgent training is needed. So she said, please go
this is food.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead. So when I was talking to the teachers, as a matter of fact, when I brought out some kind of things and opened their eyes to some certain things, in fact, they were cold. You understand?
Yes.
So I feel some teachers do not know. No orientation, no training. I mean, anything goes. You understand? So
Yes.
that's how it is. So, but when they are well loaded with information on how things should be done, at least to an extent it will be curbed.
Okay, so who should do the orientation, especially for schools where maybe the teachers haven't been trained? Because you just talked about something really dangerous, food.
Yes.
Maybe the teacher was messing with the child's food or said, okay, you bring this one and give this one.
You understand?
So how do the teachers who
The
should
training,
be letting
orientation?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, talking about orientation is no big deal, all right? Principal officer as well as his other cabinets could actually arrange that.
Okay.
Because it has to do with you telling everyone about your roles, how you run, what is expected, the golden rule of the school. Okay? If the golden rule of the school says bullying is not welcomed here, you sound it on that day of orientation. If the golden rule is no hands on the wall, you understand?
Yes.
You state it. You understand? Then, as well as open their eyes to what is expected for the term, as well as the session, you say all of these. You understand? Now, the principal officer can handle that very, very well with some teachers.
Okay.
How is it done? Just arrange yourselves, this teacher, you're going to be speaking to the learners concerning this, you're going to be speaking to teachers concerning that. I will be talking on this and that. We'll be giving some kind of examples of what we have seen in the past experience and the reason why we are saying no to this particular one, and possibly penalties will be reeled out.
Okay.
Are you following? So with that now, you see, the principal officer, his vice, admin officer, they can all come together, picking out maybe some few strong teachers to join them, and then they talk.
Yeah, but
you take them on a tour.
Okay.
Around the school.
Okay.
Yes. So if you need this is where you go to. This is a chain. If maybe you want to make your complaint, this is actually the chain. You as a learner in the class, from your form teacher, you move from there, you go to a head teacher if you're in the nursery primary, but if you're in the secondary, you go to the principal. You understand? Chain and all. They make them to see the organogram properly.
All right.
You understand? Then when it has to do with training of teachers, of course, the principal officer may not be able to do that. And usually I advise that you get resource persons.
Oh, really? Okay.
You get resource persons. Now, talking about these resource persons, consultants, like an educational consultant, you invite to come handle in areas, and also it depends on what kind of training you want. If you want to train your preschool teachers, possibly how to teach concept of reading, you understand, then you get a consultant that has to do with the EYFS stuff, Maria Montessori pattern of teaching, Jolly Phonics, you understand, and the rest that understand sounds, because that is where you can actually teach a teacher to deliver reading. You understand?
Yeah.
Then if it has to do with teaching methodology, of course, you can get maybe another resource personnel that is good at that, and will start, by dissecting how teachers could actually, if you teach a child this way, the child is not getting, this is the next method to follow, or this is this to, you understand? Those are the different trainings. We even have training that has to do with ethics. You understand? Work ethics. So you make teachers to understand that in a learning environment, like when I was talking to some teachers, I said, I noticed something you people do here and it's very, very wrong. This is a learning environment. Like you don't stay upstairs as a teacher and you're calling out maybe
shouting
a learner,
down. Yes.
Maria, in a learning environment, it's totally wrong. You walk down to the person, whether your colleague or the learner, or you send somebody, go get me Maria. You don't shout. Are you following? So these are work ethics that they need to learn. And by the time you teach them, yes, they get it and they flow with you.
So that would mean that international best practice, most Nigerian schools are not following it then?
They are not. They are not. Anything goes. They're just doing what they feel. In fact, it's a case of, I got in here 7. I can't wait for 3 o'clock. They're just checking the time, marking time, and then before you know, they're off. Yes. So nobody's really doing the thing. And that's the reason why we see most of these things.
These things
you
happen.
Understand? Now, I can also put it to you that the form teacher that the mother there was crying and shouting,
Yes.
you caught my child, may not even be the one.
It's possible.
It's also possible.
Yes.
You understand? Now the question is, where was the form teacher? Okay, possibly not seated, or with if another colleague discussing, or somewhere engaged, and this happened, and now she can't give account. You see the reason why the lady is shouting? Nobody's giving me account. Nobody's saying this. Nobody's saying that. I also, in fact, when we were discussing in our consulting room,
Platform. All right.
You understand? When we're talking, because if you look at the baby's hair, there's a kind of cuts.
It's like they just did chapa chapa
Yes,
chapa chapa.
there's
Exactly.
a cut, kind of. I said, could it be that this baby injured and then maybe they tried treating? But on the other hand, if they were actually trying to treat, they should have explained.
Of course.
Are you following?
Yes.
Okay, what if it is another learner, a baby, you understand, that tried the scraping? I was just making up all of these. You understand?
Yes.
What if another learner was trying to do that? But the thing is, if as an intentional teacher, you are there, I don't think any of these things will be a problem, because you will be there, you will see, and you will be able to explain.
Okay.
But what is happening there is as a result of she has no information about that, and that's why she can't tell the mother anything, and the mother is, you understand, getting mad because she needs to hear something.
So, okay, I talked about the rot in Nigeria.
Okay.
Other areas of Nigeria that, basically, well, we're just thanking God for protection, and now we're beginning to see unaccountability,
Yes, please.
negligence, and all of that seeping into our schools, where we believe that our child is within the four walls of a school.
Yes.
The child is in a protected
He's
environment,
safe.
and yet. Stories like these come out. So, how safe are our schools, and what should parents now be doing? I saw a write-up of a mother saying her kid was always complaining that the teacher was eating from the food or whatever. So she has now started packing
Extra.
Yeah, and I'm like,
imagine.
what? So, how safe are our schools then?
Well, I'm afraid to say it's not really safe anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
afraid to say that. Yes, because sometimes I walk past some schools and I know what I see, and being my kind of person, sometimes I have to move in.
Okay.
Yes, because I'm not so good at I see something wrong, then I close my mouth and then go. You understand? Let's take, for example, maybe I'm just passing by and then I notice that, okay, the school gate is open and there are children playing out. Not that they are walking out of the gate, they are inside playing and the gate is open. My kind of person, I walk into the school. Like, let me just speak with an adult. Are you aware your gate is open? Are you aware that this child now could move out? Is the place safe? You understand? I'm that kind of person that I would try to, do something like make sure it is something is done quickly before I go ahead. I also mentioned a case of a certain school where they asked a learner to go get a child. That is a school bus now. I mentioned that school bus going to pick up a child,
I remember that
and then
story.
they asked a learner in the bus. Meanwhile, the caregiver is inside discussing with the driver, and then they ask the child to go get another child from the compound.
Yes.
I told you I had to follow up because the name of the school was boldly written on the school bus. I had to enter the school, you understand? So I'm that kind of person, you understand? So what parents, they really need to do is to emphasize. You understand? Like, you get to your child's school and then try to make them understand. Maybe during PTA or open day, you understand? You can just find a time to talk to them that, please, so it's not our portion, but let's try. Did you hear what happened to so school? So as it's happening, we just try to, we kind of empower ourselves, like arm ourselves with how to curb it shouldn't come.
Okay.
You understand? So you talk to them, please, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do this. I've actually been to a certain school where I saw children hanging, it's a story building.
Okay.
And, as children...
On the railing.
You understand? Talking to themselves, bringing out their faces out. So I had to, call the attention of the teachers that please do not allow this. This is totally wrong. Do you understand? So if as a parent you notice danger, do not keep quiet. That's the way out. You talk to the any teacher around, just call their attention and try to stop that immediately, and then talk to them that please, can you put your eyes down? See how to stop these things, and let's not get to hear all this kind of things.
All right, so 2 questions, because now I'm worried, really worried. Should we now start I think they call them helicopter moms. You're never far from your child.
Okay.
So when the child comes home, you check the child's hair, this, that, and the other. You check their food. You do a full like a body search of the child. That's one. Two, if you notice, if as an adult or as a guardian or as a parent, you notice something wrong about a school,
Okay.
should you just go straight to the Ministry of Education and report?
No. Remember I said there is a channel. Okay, let's go with the first question first.
Okay.
That talked about if
Helicopter moms.
Okay, they should just be
watching your child and all of that.
That will be almost impossible because remember parents are they also working.
Exactly.
You understand? The time is not there. But then, yes, as a mom, as a father, if your child returns from school, you should be able to ask some questions. You should be able to check your child very well. Yeah, you should be able to do that, especially those toddlers that can hardly talk well. So you should be able to look at them and check very well because you can see this. You understand? The mom said the lady was crying that the baby can't talk.
Yes.
You understand? So you check your toddlers, check them well. If they are okay, if they are the way you gave to the school.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
You know, there's this thing before now that we're practicing, and I notice is calmly going away.
All right.
Where if you go to check in your child in school, you have to sign. Do you understand?
Okay.
And there'll be somebody to
Sign
receive.
in, sign out.
Yes, please.
All
There'll be
right.
somebody to receive that child.
Yes.
And the person, before you will sign in, they will first look at your child and possibly they will tell you, okay, ma'am, what happened to the baby on the lip?
I love that.
What happened to the baby here? What happened to the child here? You understand? You will explain. You understand? And now it is clear that it's from home. You understand? Then whereby they look at the child and the child is fine, you understand? They sign in. And then the parents will under remarks that baby delivered in good health. Do you understand?
Yes.
So coming back to pick the child, you check your baby as well before taking that child. Before now, they were running that. But I notice it's not so anymore. So, but it's like that should return.
Yeah.
So as a mother, as a father, once your child is back home, you check your child, especially the ones that can't really talk. Check them very well and then call the attention of the school immediately.
All right.
Then coming to the second question,
Yeah,
yes, if
reporting.
anything should go wrong, you don't start jumping to the ministry. Remember I said, talk to, if maybe you have spoken with the class teacher, like this one was shouting, the teacher is not telling me anything, the minder is not saying anything, then the next thing is the principal or the head of school.
But what if you're a passerby and you notice that this school, they're kind of negligent too. Their gate is always open, or you notice it's a recurring thing.
Something,
Do
okay?
you just go straight to the ministry or still walk in and say, speak to
like
them?
myself, I go in there, I try to talk to them, find out, don't you have security? Please, it's important. Try to get one. You understand? If I should see a repeated thing as that, straight to the ministry. Of course. No two ways about it.
Okay.
You understand? But at first, let it be that your conscience will bear you witness that
All right, you
have
give them a
tried.
chance.
Yes,
All
you
right.
have tried. You tried doing this. You tried making them to do the right thing, and yet it's as if they're adamant about it.
All right.
Then you move.
So, but do you think in going to report to the ministry, because sometimes some of them are laissez-faire, couldn't be bothered, would they actually swing into action, or is just say, okay, thank you, we've taken it under advisement, and that's the end?
It depends on the person that is also reporting.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
there is no way I will move into the ministry and then I talk to you, making you understand the efficacy of what is happening there, that you won't follow me immediately.
Aha.
So it depends, yes.
But 100% you are sure that the ministry official will
Yes.
actually follow you?
Yes, they will walk because it's also choppings for them.
From the school?
Yes, from the school, of course it is. It is.
All right.
So they will move
Okay.
immediately.
All right.
It's what they are waiting for.
Okay.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there are safe spaces for our children, schools, classrooms, even the systems designed to protect them. But, well, it be like say, well, Nigeria don't they change you. So, if you have questions as to how safe our schools are, you have ideas and all of that, numbers 0810-9510-951. That's 0810-9510-951. You can send text messages to 0701-9339-962. The phone lines have been buzzing since we were talking. All right, have your say. 95.1, welcome to the show. Good afternoon. Could you speak up, please? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Daniel. I come from Upako.
All right, go ahead.
We're taking care of. Where can we report? Like there's this one that I saw. I was stressed. It was the long I observed this one, but I was shocked that you see like this, especially in government school, where they will beat children because their parents cannot pay for like let's say like a textbook or I was shocked that it still exists. Where can we report such matter?
All right. You want to answer that, or let's take some more calls first?
What you need to do is, first of all, go to the principal of that school and then and all and how they are treating the children. Yes. Then if with the principal's response, maybe you will be satisfied that okay, or you can from there you can also give your advice that no, they should find a way around it. After all, the children are not the ones making the money to pay for these things, so they should find a way around. Nothing was done about it. Please, straight to the ministry. Yes, and after the ministry, if still you are not satisfied, go to the police and report.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Keep those calls coming in, and of course, send your messages to 0701 933. So what's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Goody, calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, go ahead.
I just want to say this. Why can't we stop flogging children using cane as if they are beasts or animals? You see, one thing in life is this. President, I send my child to school, maybe your school, and you happen to use cane and be flogging. While I don't flog my children, I know how to correct them, I know how to talk to them, and you flog my child when he or she come back. I see some bruises in her body. I will arrest you because number one, I don't like flogging my children. I know how to speak to them. Just like the foreigners, when you go to outside the country, you see they talk to them and they bring them up.
All right.
In a reasonable way. But over here, you see people who are addicted. They can't do without cane. So before you know, you see bruises over and they don't care. And some people keep malice from the home. Family problem, they will come with it to the school and keep on flogging the child. How long will you keep on flogging?
All right.
Anything we can do without flogging the children. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Let's take some more calls and Ejiro answer the questions. 95.1, welcome to the show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, Lady Don. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, the madam in the studio. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Reginald. I'm calling from Sekoji.
All right.
Lady Don, there is no need to pretend. There is nothing to pretend. Our schools are not safe, except few of the private schools that maybe we can say they are safe. But when you talk about public schools, under their standards, they will ask to go home and cut it down. And if you happen to go home and tell your parents refuse cutting it down, the school have the right to put it serious.
No, they don't have the right. In fact, see, in Sena Climes, that's assault. You can actually get arrested.
What I'm saying is, if it is a school standard, don't come to school with long nails. Don't come to school with so height of hair. When it is up to that level, you yourself being a student of the school that know the rule and regulation of the school, need to obey it. And if you don't obey it, your parents don't obey it. School now, you can't come to school with what is above what the school asks you to come to school with.
All right, I'll turn the mic over to the to Ejiro, the educationist. But here's the thing: a little twist in the story is that the student is actually a pupil, a baby.
Okay.
A small child, so not your average 11-year-old or 13-year-old. This was a child of less than 5.
Okay, that's 5. Okay, the school did not do. They could have informed the parents of the people.
All right.
Tell them that they should use their hand
to cut the hair. Yes. Yes, they were not supposed to do it themselves. It's not proper at all. Yes, it isn't proper. And now the worst part of it is that the mom came around and was crying out, and no explanation to that. So where are we heading? Yes. So
all
that's
right.
what we are saying.
Give an explanation.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you. I think some questions.
Yes,
questions. The first one was
they should stop flogging. Okay.
Second one was the ministry.
Yes.
Well, the same laissez-faire thing.
Government. Yes. So talking about the flogging, in fact, in the same club with that very man that called the first caller.
Right.
Yes, talking about flogging. Yes. The reason why I'm so against flogging my children in school, as a matter of fact, the same way you give me your criteria and all of what I should meet with before registering my kids, when I am done with it, I also give you mine. Like, I open up mine to you.
Okay.
So if we are on the same page, then we do the enrollment, the payment, and the collections. But if we are not, then I simply move to the next.
Okay.
The reason why I'm doing that is because one of my daughters is wearing glasses today. And it's not cheap.
Okay.
Glasses.
Before they flog it off her face or something.
Beautiful. Now the teacher wanted to discipline and ended up flogging my baby in her eyes.
Are you serious?
Yes, it got so bad. She started tearing. Like she was tearing uncontrollably. My husband and I, we started running here and there, taking her to the hospital till finally, we ended up making her glasses. She is on, as we speak, she's on glasses. So she started wearing that glass because that thing happened while she was in nursery. She was in nursery 2. She was in nursery 2 then when the teacher flogged her, And right now, as we speak, she's in junior secondary school 2. You understand? So you can imagine from
still living with the effects
wearing
of that.
glasses till now, till today. You understand? So I take it very personal, like you don't flog them. Because there are some teachers that are frustrated. There are some that with pains, they come and then they start transferring.
To the
So I don't allow that. You understand? And I will always look out for a guardian and counselor in your school to help. Do you understand? Because I have my way. Just like the man said, he has his way of disciplining his children. I do the same.
Okay.
I ground them. And I tell you that they will even prefer me to spank them than the grounding. Yes.
Okay.
You understand? So I begin to give you my benchmark. If you meet up this, you get this. If you don't meet up this, of course, I will take this from you.
Okay.
You understand? So those are my ways.
All right.
Yes, please.
Okay, let's go back to the phone lines and see if we can take one or two messages as well. 95.1, welcome to the show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, please. NARDC.
So they've started
yes.
a kind of reviewing of textbooks and all of that. So hopefully we might be able to catch up with the rest of the world.
Yes. Then for
that is the education we are talking about. Improving education hinges on that, and not the building even. Thank you.
Then for the preschoolers, we also have the Early Childhood Care and Education, that is ECC, ECCE. Yes, please.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, we have a message here. This says, greetings, I just stumbled onto the conversation, but then I guess it's all about discipline in school and the place of the teacher. First, the crop of teachers we have now lack that emotional intelligence, to be able to relate properly with the child under his or her care. Again, the Teachers Training College, TTC, as it was in past, should be reintroduced in the system where teachers are professionally groomed rather than this street recruitment of any and anybody as a teacher. Secondly, parents too should be the first teachers of the child at home before racing them to school. That's Friday Olu from Uniport. All right, do we still have TTCs?
Yeah.
We still have?
Yes, we still have them.
But not enough people go to the teacher training colleges?
Yeah, people are still going. It's just that recruitment these days, they are not even paying attention.
Oh,
not,
I see.
Yes.
All right. Okay, let's see. We have a voice note, I believe. Let's play this and see.
Good afternoon. Your program is very interesting. My take on the issue of flogging. These parents will say no flogging. Flogging is no. And when I start eating my ear, that I laugh. Because most of these parents that will tell teachers, don't flog my children. In their houses, they have cane. They have iron cane that they use on their ass help. They have this wire that they have kept to discipline their ass help. But when it comes to their children, they say no flogging. Growing up, flogging was part of the thing that reset our brain as children. I agree that some teachers use frustration to flog the children, thereby injuring them. But that is one-off. So if because of that you are no flog, but it then means that you are doing discipline your children. Even the Bible recommended the rod, the cane. The Bible recommended the cane. So what are we talking about? That's why these days the children that we breed these days, I don't even understand. We are in trouble. Look, Nigeria with this kind of has no future. Honestly. Thank you. My name is Brown.
All right, Brown, thank you for that. But no. Flogging, that's abuse.
Flogging is a no.
No.
It's a
spanking,
yes.
Fine. But you see that flogging with cane or objects? No, I do
please.
not agree. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. 95.1, welcome to the show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Goody, calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, go ahead.
I want to ask
calling.
Talk to the person.
Thank you for calling. We get you. All right. This is where we have to bring the show to a close. Mrs. Ejiro, any final thoughts?
Yes, okay, let me begin with that last caller here.
Okay.
If you look at the picture of that child, that hair wasn't bushy at all. Yes. I think about 2 cuts I saw. One in front, one at the back. Both of them, their hairs are not that bad at all. Yes. So please look at the picture again.
All right.
And talking about the mother meeting the management, you could also hear her that nobody's telling her anything. So I believe she would have talked to some persons in the school and nothing was coming forth.
All right.
Yes. So my final take is, parents, please, you are the caregiver as well as the one to protect your children. Please guide them jealously. Thank you.
Okay, so it's been Andra Gorgi, where we talk about all things education. To the caller that talked about WAEC, Mrs. Ejiro has so graciously said, yes, we'll look into it next week, Tuesday at 1 o'clock. But for today, this is where we'll bring the show to a close. I've been Don Wilson. Thank you so much for lending your expertise to the show. All right. Stay tuned. Up next, news update and, of course, Talk That.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM. Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News update.
Good afternoon. Here's the news update on 95.1 FM. I am Don Wilson. President Bola Tinubu has sworn in Joseph Tegbe as Minister of Power and Ambassador Shola Enikonolaye as Minister of State for Foreign Affairs at a ceremony held at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The appointments follow the resignations of former Power Minister Adebayo Adelabu and former Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Tuggar, who stepped down to pursue political ambitions. The presidency said both appointments reflect the administration's commitment to strengthening governance and advancing key national priorities. The Kwankwansia movement has dismissed reports that its leader, Rabiu Kwankwaso, threatened to leave the Nigeria Democratic Congress NDC over the alleged replacement of candidates nominated by the bloc. In a statement, the movement's spokesperson, Habibu Mohammed, described the claims as baseless rumors, insisting that neither Kwankwaso nor the Kwankwasia movement had expressed any grievance against the party. He maintained that the party's primaries were conducted on May 29 in accordance with the Electoral Act and INEC guidelines, with the outcomes duly affirmed on the same day. Mohammed explained that NDC stakeholders had earlier agreed on a consensus arrangement where necessary, adopted candidates accordingly, and submitted the final list without internal disputes. He further stated that Kwankwaso had not communicated any dissatisfaction with the party to the movement, stressing that speculation about a possible exit was unfounded and did not reflect the position of the former Kano State governor or his supporters. The federal government has directed civil servants performing human resource functions across ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs, to obtain approved professional certifications within 1 year as part of efforts to professionalize human resource management in the federal service. A circular from the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, OHCSF, grants affected officers a 12-month moratorium to secure recognized HR certifications or risk becoming ineligible for deployment to key personnel management positions. During the transition period, officers may remain in HR roles if they provide verifiable proof of enrollment and show progress toward certification within 6 months. The directive recognizes certifications from bodies including the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, CIPM, the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development, CIPD, the Society for Human Resource Management, SHRM, among others. After the moratorium expires, approved certification will be become mandatory for deployment to HR-related positions across the federal civil service. The policy forms part of ongoing reforms aimed at strengthening professionalism, improving workforce management, and aligning Nigeria's public service with global best practices in human resource administration. On the foreign scene, several people have been arrested in Nanyuki following protests against the construction of an Ebola quarantine facility at Laikipia Air Base near Mount Kenya. Reports said demonstrators opposed plans to house Americans arriving from the Democratic Republic of Congo, where a major Ebola outbreak is ongoing. Police used tear gas to disperse the crowds, while protesters argued that Kenya, which has never recorded an Ebola case, should not risk importing potential carriers of the virus. The 50-bed isolation center, funded and staffed by the United States, has become a flashpoint despite a temporary High Court order halting construction. President William Ruto has defended the project, citing decades of U.S. support for Kenya's health sector, while health ministry officials insist the facility will serve both Kenyans and Americans. Washington has committed $13.5 million to Kenya's Ebola preparedness efforts as the World Health Organization maintains an international health emergency over the outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which has recorded 515 confirmed cases and 91 deaths. Neighboring Uganda remains the only country outside Congo to report infections with 19 confirmed cases. And that was the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Dawn Wilson. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Want to know what's happening? Get latest information in sports, politics, lifestyle, you name it. The frequency of choice. Today 95.1 FM. Today 95.1 FM. We serve you the latest update on everything. Today 95.1 FM. We are the voice of the people. The voice of the people.
Looking to grow your business?
Ready to elevate your brand and reach the right audience? This is your moment to take your brand to the next level with Today 95.1 FM.
Your trusted voice, reaching thousands of listeners every single day.
From startups to established brands, we create powerful advertising solutions that boost your visibility and drive real growth.
Our affordable advertising packages are designed to give your business maximum visibility and real results.
Don't just advertise where people are listening.
Call us today on 0818-389-2850 or visit our station to book your slot now at Today FM Drive off East West Road, Obiapo.
Today FM 95.1.
Your voice, your market, your success.
It all begins with breaking news.
Now, make no mistake, this is a difficult mission, and it will remain difficult for some time.
Then it keeps trending. Events, issues, personalities, all struggling to gain attention. But in the race with deadlines, the intrigues, power play, undercurrents are often missed or underreported.
Insecurity here is basically a product of poverty.
But not anymore. As the platform on radio steps in to fill the missing links on events, issues, and personalities in the news.
I'm not afraid of anybody. Yeah!
The platform on radio serves only the hottest topics and trending issues. Only on Today 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt.
Weekdays, 4 p.m.
Get on the platform on radio and be served.
Catch all the latest and trending sports stories on Sports Attack on your premium talk, news, and sports radio station.
6:30 a.m.
every weekday.
Today is business. Today is a new trend for your businesses. We give you all the information you need to grow your business, new ideas and innovations that keep you earning more and staying relevant.
Every day, we engage in business, buying and selling, trading, and exchanging of services as individuals or as a country. Money goes round, it goes up and down. But have you ever wondered what business is all about? And have you ever wondered how you can stand out in your business?
Today FM has got you covered every Wednesday between the hours of 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Learn all you need from professionals on how the country runs its business affairs and how you can be an outstanding entrepreneur and grow your business.
Business Today.
Live your truth. Express your love. Share your enthusiasm. Take actions towards your dreams. Talk your talk. And walk your walk.
It was years ago. There's a statute of limitation on this stuff.
Make today worth remembering as we discuss issues as it affects Nigeria moving forward. Talk that talk.
Weekdays, 2 p.m.
Exclusively on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. Voice of the
You're listening to this frequency 95.1. This is Today FM, of course, and the show you're listening to is a river state centric or a river state centered show. It's called Talk That Talk. My name is Dawn Wilson. At some point in time, I'll be opening the phone lines for you guys to have your say concerning the river state issue would be talking about. Now, if you would like to be part of the conversation when that time rolls around, here are the numbers to be part of the fun. 0810-9510-951. 0810-9510-951. For text messages, WhatsApp messages, and voice notes, 0701-9339-962. That's 0701-9339-962. Now, you can also watch, listen, and comment on YouTube, Today 951 FM. That's YouTube, Today 951 FM. You can also listen via the website www.todayfmlive.com. That's www.todayfmlive.com. Listen live smack dab in the middle of your phone or your smart TV, and you tap that you're in. You can also go by way of the Google Play Store and the Apple Store. Look for Radio Garden. That's an app, of course. Download said app and search for Today 95.1 FM. Yeah, that's it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, as some people say. All right, let's get into the conversation. But I think I need to give a little bit of a caveat emptor type thing. There's an ethnic coloration to today's conversation. Having said that, please, I would like it if we were to stay on topic rather than make the conversation about ethnicity. If you do that, well, I will cut you off. So please, let's stay on topic and not digress or divert into ethnic profiling. Now, of course, I will do my best to moderate and decipher the difference between, this person is staying on topic and this person is being, is partaking in ethnic profiling. Now, if your conversation doesn't stray into ethnic profiling, fine. But if it does, I won't even give a warning. I'll just cut you off. All right. And remember, 1 minute. 1 minute. Where necessary, though, 1 minute, 30 seconds. So let's try to be, keep things short, sweet, and simple. Now, according to Leadership newspaper, 13 hours ago, this was posted, Magnus Abe denies ending Ogoni governorship ambition. So Chembi has denied allegations that he has abandoned the struggle for the Ogoni ethnic nationality to produce the governor of Rivers State, insisting that his commitment to the aspiration remains unchanged. Abe made the clarification at the weekend while speaking on a live radio program monitored in Port Harcourt, where he addressed growing reactions to his perceived political stance on the issue. He said, contrary to claims in some quarters, he has not withdrawn from the long-standing agitation for Ogoni representation at the governorship level in Rivers State. According to him, the aspiration remains valid, but must be pursued through strategic political alliances rather than confrontation or emotional agitation. Abe argued that Nigeria's political structure is driven largely by coalition building and institutional backing, which he said determines electoral outcomes more than individual popularity or ethnic support. So to quote him, before I take a decision, I think things over. He said, adding that governorship elections in Nigeria since 1999 have largely been influenced by political structures and power blocks. He stated that successful governorship candidates across the country were often backed either by sitting governments or strong federal political networks. So again, to quote him, if you look at everybody that has been elected a governor, almost all the people that have been elected as governors have been elected because they had state structures backing them. He maintained that political reality has evolved to a point where state and federal alignments play decisive roles in determining electoral success. Abe further argued that defections by politicians from opposition parties to ruling parties reflect an understanding of this political structure. All right. So from what I can, Senator Magnus Abe is saying is that, well, the Ogonis have to be politically smart about, well, getting a governor into the brick house and be politically savvy. Now, this political smartness will have to come from an alliance of some sort. Will have to come from possibly playing the game. And there is a before I continue breaking down, there is another headline where they say a group chides Senator Abe for compromising Ogoni's governorship quest. So let me read that, but bear in mind that I already started talking about, well, political savviness, political alliance, and playing the political game. Now, here's what this group is saying. A River State civil society group has faulted Senator Magnus Abe for championing political procrastination against the Ogoni people's determination to break the jinx of not having produced the governor of the state since its creation. Abe, chairman, Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, had advocated that the aspiration for power sharing equity in rivers must bypass emotional mobilization and instead follow clear strategy and long-term planning. Abe's support for Ikwere's Kingsley Chinda, All Progressives Congress APC Rivers governorship candidate and opposition to Ogoni's son, Dr. Gabriel P. Dumpson, as candidate of African Democratic Congress ADC for the 2027 election has stirred resentment among Ogonis, challenging his disposition in a statement by Sir Joe Korka Wada, Executive Director, Compassionate Heart Foundation of Canada. The group decries Abe as talking from a point of sentiment to please an individual against the common cause. So, to quote him, he says, "While we respect the senator's long career in the corridors of power, we must state clearly that the line between deliberate coordination and permanent political procrastination has become blurred in his narrative." For over a decade, Rivers people, Ogoni nationality in particular, have been sold the promise of a strategic roadmap that somehow always terminates in Abuja appointments for one man while leaving the collective aspiration of the people stranded at the starting line. Against Abe's caution, the foundation defended Dr. Gabriel P. Dumpson's emergence as Guba candidate on the platform of the African Democratic Congress is not an emotional outburst, it's a masterstroke in independent political strategy. We are not confronting individuals, we are confronting a broken centralized system that believes two men must permanently alternate the destiny of 7 million Rivers people. All right, we can stop there. You can go and get the rest for yourself. That was from the Vanguard. Now, I want to ask, do you think it will work out? Because we've heard, oh, when will it be the turn of the Ogonis? When will it be the turn of the Ogonis and this and that? Do you think Senator Abe is right in his analysis that, look, you should play this smart. You should be politically savvy. You should have some kind of political coalition or political structure such that it would see us one day, because that's the way it sounded to me, one day getting into the brick office? Or should it be the way it's playing out now? We have P. Dumpson on the table or as part of the contenders, and there should be the push that, look, it's the turn of the Ogonis. Or should it be a thing of, look, may the best man win? It doesn't matter where the best man is from, may the best man win. Let's test the popularity of the Ogonis, or let's test the popularity of P. Dumpson, or let's change the narrative from it being, the famous upland and riverine dichotomy thing and all of that. What do you think should play out in this particular narrative that we're now seeing? This is the latest development in the River State 2027 election saga, of course. So should the Ogonis recalibrate, re-strategize? Should they come to the table correct? So play the game properly, such that it will see you, having a seat at the table. So here's the question that I have for all of us this afternoon. Let's see now, where is that? Okay. All right. So can Ogoni produce a governor without political alliances? Because we have Senator Magnus Abe saying we need alliances, we need to be coordinated, we need to be politically savvy. And that's what he happens to be arguing for. Is political pragmatism necessary, even if it delays the dream? So I'd like to get your thoughts on this. Do you agree with the senator that the Ogonis should play it smart, and so form alliances that will see you, having a seat at the table? It may cause a little bit of a delay, but eventually we will get there. Or do you agree with the news I just read out from the Vanguard that no, enough of the procrastination. It's time for us to,
They always want to ride from somebody's back to, achieve his political ambition. Senator Abe, I voted for him in 2023, thinking that he was very serious. When he has no good agenda for Ogoni people, he was campaigning.
All right, I had to let you go because you're not staying on topic. You're actually focusing on Magnus Abe and
who does not know how to read? If it is fight, you fight. Why would you
All
want
right.
to compare to second fiddle?
Okay. Thank you for calling.
There's something there.
All right. Thank you for calling.
They should come out boldly.
All right. Thank you for calling. Let me sweeten the pot a bit. We all understand that Senator Magnus Abe is calling for political alliance. In seeking political alliances and structures or political compromise and thus political suicide.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Wetin you dey find for Sokoto? E don dey your domoto. Unique Company Limited na the ogbonge company wey dey deal on all sizes of quarry products like chippings. For Unique, we no dey do the more you look, the less you see o, because we get standard weigh bridge wey go weigh the quantity wey you want. You confirm am, you pay, you carry your chippings, you go house, everybody's happy. Wetin you dey wait for? Waka go Unique Company Limited wey dey along Obirikwere Airport Road beside Bowen Filling Station now, or you reach them with these numbers
0912 994 7115 0912 994 7115 or 0813 572 3222 0813 572
There comes a moment when God breathes fresh strength into his people, a moment when faith rises, purpose is renewed, and lives are transformed. That moment is here. Join us for Refuel Conference 2026 at the King's Assembly as we gather under the theme Unstoppable. Experience 5 powerful days of worship, revelation, impartation, and life-changing encounters with God. Ministering are Pastor Chris Ugo, Pastor Yemi Ugo, Dr. Sam Adeyemi, Bishop David Abioye, Pastor Tola Udutola, Reverend George Izunwa, and music by New Song and Minister Moses Bliss. Date, June 17th to 21st, 2026. Venue, The King's Assembly, 58 Tombia Road, GRA Phase 3, Port Harcourt. It's more than a conference, it's a divine appointment, a time to be refreshed, a time to be empowered, a time to become unstoppable. Refuel Conference 2026. For more information, visit thekingsassembly.org/refuel. See you there.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people.
All right, welcome back. It's still Talk That Talk on your premium talk station, Today 95.1 FM. My name is Dawn Wilson. On the table, we have Senator Magnus Abe talking about the chances of the Ogoni people getting to Brick House. That's having a Rivers State governor. And, he's proposed, he maintained that a multi-ethnic political alliance offers a greater prospect for success in Rivers State than what he described as a sponsored tribal campaign rooted in hatred and bigotry. Of course, that was from our in-house bulletin that we read out to you at noon today. And we're wondering, this call of, the Ogonis building a political structure, political alliance, because no person goes into politics alone. No one tribe can do it alone. You need a structure behind you. You also need some form of governance backing, maybe from the federal government or something backing you before, you can get that. And so one wonders, is that political maturity? Or is that a political compromise? And if it is a political compromise, isn't that then political suicide for the Ogoni's ambition of getting into Brick House? So let's get your thoughts. Do you agree with the senator? Or the post that the Vanguard headline I read out to you where some were saying, no, we want it now. All right. 95.1, welcome to the show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
All right, Sister Dawn, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Emmanuel is on the line.
All right, welcome to the show.
Yes.
assist them when it is their turn. And when it is your own turn, they will help you. But we are not ignorant of the fact that Martin Sungei Abe, for me, it's a deceit to Ogoni people. I have to tell you, a tree, the leaf of cocoyam is pouring water on the leaf of cocoyam. What he said does not have any weight, so to say.
All right.
Based on the role he has played so far for the great and resilient people of Ogoni.
All right.
Ogoni people should fight it. They should fight.
All right.
Elections should be free and fair. If you win, you take.
All right.
You lose, you go.
Thank you for calling. Okay, 0810-9510-951. That's 0810-9510-951. Voice notes, WhatsApp messages, text messages, 0701-9339-962. Now, I have a question. Fine, the last caller said the Ogonis should try to take it, should fight and this and that. Do you think they have the popularity? Because some other caller did say it's the Rivers people that would, in the end, vote. Do you think they have the popularity of the Rivers people? Of course, I think when he called in, he was saying we don't need the federal government's backing and this and that. It's a Rivers thing. So, do the Ogonis have the popularity of the Rivers people, and so should disregard Senator Abe's caution? Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Awe Samuel. I'm calling from Omuma.
All right, go ahead.
So, I've overheard your
in terms of contribution in River State and South.
From?
John Wilson.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I am Mascot.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you so much. But the problem is that the man in question is a political rolling stone. That is. It's just like Atiku at the national, who is as well a political rolling stone, who is not stable.
Stay on topic. Stay on topic. Stay on topic.
Okay. The topic is that the alliance which you are talking about will always work if they're going. I'm even surprised always that today, an ethnic nationality that produced Ken Saro-Wiwa, who was a national liberator, has not produced the governor of River State till today because of lack of proper alliance. If Ogoni, the Krekan, the Wakrekan, and the Jaws and the Calabaris come together, I want to tell you that the other ethnic nationality that is claiming majority and saying this, that is the phrase will become minority. Because they have not decided to come together. The Wakrekas, the Calabaris, the Jaws, Anthony Jaws, and the Benis. They will subsume the other group of people that is at the apex of political decision. Both in APC, the coalition, and in the ADC. And people like Magnus Abe is facilitating that thing to happen. I'm even ashamed, very much ashamed.
Okay, come on. I told you the other time, I said stay on topic. All right. We have some messages here. Let's take this text message. Good day, the Don. Must he be the governor from Ogoni? All right, it must be me. Please help me with punctuations, I beg. Please, if you don't put punctuations, I will have to read it like it's just one long sentence. So it must be me mentality is a matter with him. Why not support your own? Let it be. Okay, let it be. It did not work, Mr. Dennis. Mr. Dennis, please help me with punctuations so that I don't have to decipher what's been written down. But thank you for that one. I get you. Yes, must it be me? Okay, let's go into WhatsApp, see what's what there. Don, good afternoon. My name is Ima Magnus. Okay. I'm going to censor a lot of this. When Amechi brings... Okay, you know what, Ima? Some of the things you're writing, since I can't verify them, I may not be able to say a lot of the things you wrote. But Ima, thank you for that message. Thank you for listening as well. Dawn, I greet you. Ogoniman is free to contest in any political party, but the way politics is played out today, one needs an alliance before you can win any election. Not only in River State, but in Nigeria at large. Ogoni will produce governor, but they must not work alone. Otherwise, the dream will not be achieved unless where zoning is worked out. But with what I'm seeing today in River State, zoning out for now, except 2031, where zoning might play out. Dawn, even in business, one needs an alliance to achieve certain breakthrough. Woke from Port Harcourt. Okay, Woke, I don't know if you can quickly answer this. We have like 6 minutes to go. Haven't there been alliances in times past which the Ogonis might have been a part of said alliance? Now, if there were alliances in times past and the Ogonis were part of said alliance, how is it that it didn't work out for them then? So could it be an alliance thing? Or could it be, they haven't been playing the politics as well as they should? All right, I think we have a voice note here. Let's take this message and then the voice notes. Presenter, in my view, I prefer power rotation to address the vex issue of ethnic tensions and dominance in River State in particular and Nigeria in general. After this power sharing, we can move for a candidate without minding where he or she comes from. John Owagogo. All right, thank you, John, for that. Where was that voice note? Okay. All right, I think I found it. Here it is.
When he contested as a governor, why didn't he align with other parties? He was aligning, although. So when he was with Amici, why did he align with the vision of the party under APC to align for other people to go? And then now decided to come for governor. That time he also has a better alliance. He also contests as a governor. He also has another better alliance to do so. So the truth of the matter, the people has a will and aspiration to become a governor in Rivers State. And the Ogoni people has the capacity to lead. Nobody should write them off.
I think this is Wellington. I was trying to make sure that it wasn't Wellington. Wellington, please, can you stop that? If you call, then don't send in voice notes. If you send in a voice note, then don't call so that we can give others a chance to have their say. All right. I think I'm done with the messages and voice notes, although I do see somebody typing. I think that's Woke. Woke, if you can quickly answer me, no problem. 95.
Talk you. Go to any poll. Look, go out there in Rivers City to resolve this issue. We think that the Magnus, is the Magnus you're talking about. Now, let me tell you, Magnus don't have 5% of the voters of Ogoni.
Okay, stay on topic. Stay on topic. I'll have to cut you. Stay on topic. You're focusing on. Okay, you're focusing too much on him, and we're focusing on the statement and how true it might be or not.
How true it might be. Listen now. I stood for Magnus Abbey when he was contesting for governor election in this state. I was one of the people who stood. I stood strongly. You think your station can attest to that fact? Are you with me? And we can assure you that he defeated in Ogoni. But it is due to the system of government is practiced in this part of the state. Or the world. Are you with me? See, Thompson is coming. And Phil Johnson will even down Magnus Abbey. If you even put up Magnus Abbey in any platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that. Let's end with Woke's message. Yes, there was an alliance, but the Ogoni people stood out of it. You remember when Senator Magnus had a political issue, Wike so worked of him. Okay, that last line, I really don't understand what that means, but okay, so there was an alliance, and you say they stood out of it. So are you trying to say that the alliance didn't work for them? And if it didn't work then, would it work now? Unfortunately, like I always say, interesting things come to an end. And this is where we have to bring the show to a close. But hopefully we've been able to open eyes and open minds. Let's see what the coming days, as we journey on to 2027, what the coming days will bring. An Ogoni alliance, an Ogoni recalibration. Interesting times. The road to Brick House. It's been Talk That Talk. My name Dawn Wilson. We'll do this again tomorrow, but for today, News in 60 and the sports guys coming to tell you what's what.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Today's news in 60.
The Rivers State government has called on pregnant women across the state to take advantage of the free insecticide-treated mosquito nets as part of efforts to protect them from malaria and other health complications that could threaten safe childbirth. The Corporate Accountability and Public Participation Africa (CAPA) has called on the federal government to strengthen food regulations as Nigeria faces a growing public health challenge linked to unhealthy diets. The Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria has raised concerns over the growing number of illegal drug outlets operating across the country, revealing that Nigeria is estimated to have about 3 million unregistered pharmaceutical premises compared to fewer than 50,000 officially registered outlets. The Society of Testing Laboratory Analysts of Nigeria is calling for stronger science-based measures to tackle the rising cases of foodborne diseases in the country. On the foreign scene, the Director General of the World Health Organization (WHO) has commended Uganda for its efforts in containing the spread of Ebola linked to the outbreak in neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo.
Today's news in 60. In 60.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
95.1 FM. Voice of the people.
And we're back.
This is what we've waited for. The showdown. The fastest men in the world.
Hearts racing.
One light, two lights. They're backing off and backing.
Pulse rising.
Who will come out on top? Who'll take 3 lights? He's ready to be the star.
The anticipation.
Powerful, strong, compact. Tyson get right all the way.
The heart stops. Catch the
95.1 FM.
My name is Gianni Infantino, FIFA president. For the best of sports, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Hello, my name is Kanu Wanko, aka Papilo. For the latest and trending sports stories, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Everyone out there, good afternoon to the city of Port Harcourt and welcome once more to the Tuesday's edition of Today Sports Live right here on your premium news, talk and sports radio station Today 95.1 FM. We are the voice of the people and we're here again to give you a voice in the world of sports this time. Remember, the Tuesday's edition of the show is the Niger special edition of the show. That time where we get to look at everything happening within the Nigerian perspective of football. Yes, it is hot right now in the Nigerian Women's Football League. The Super Six is up and running to decide who gets to win the Nigerian Women's Football League Premiership for the 2025-2026 season. We still have a lot happening with the Super Falcons of Nigeria. So the ladies are in action, this week. The Super Falcons yesterday defeated the Taranga Lionesses of Senegal by 3-0, better than the the first leg of that double-legged friendly encounter between both West African heavyweights in the world of women's football. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have a little news coming from the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Somebody would be clocking 100 caps for the Super Eagles of Nigeria pretty soon. Yes, we know tomorrow the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be up against the Portuguese national team. The last time both sides came face to face, it ended in cries for the Super Eagles of Nigeria as they were beaten mercilessly 4-0 by the Portuguese national team. You can call them the Les Seleção of Portugal. But this time, it seems to be, or it will look to be different because the Super Eagles of Nigeria have shown grit from the various games that they have been playing coming to this particular point. And it's going to be strange to see that the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be beaten again by 4-0. But we'll wait for tomorrow because that will definitely tell us exactly how it is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome once more to the Tuesday's edition of Today's Sports Live. My name is Osasi Hinwin, and I will be the man behind this console to direct proceedings from now up until 4 p.m. where the news updates will be coming your way. So we have called at 56 minutes to enjoy ourselves right here talking sports, and you're talking with me today, so you can always join me on the show at any point in time. First off, it's going to be through the SMS and the WhatsApp portal, which is doubled at 0701 933 9962. Again, it is 0701 933 9962. For the phone line, just keep it down. When I throw open the phone line, you have the opportunity, you have the floor to react to all the talking points that we will be, or I will be dishing out as we talk on the show today. For the phone line, it is 0810 951 0951. Again, it is 0810 951 0951. Do also remember that you can always join us via our social media handles. Go over there and observe everything happening right here in the studio. You can also take a cue on all our activities from YouTube. We're live at Today951FM, at Today951FM. On Facebook, yes, you can also follow our activities there. The Facebook page is at Today95.1FM, at Today95.1FM. On Instagram, you can find us at TodayFM951, at TodayFM951. On X, at TodayFM951. On Twitch, we are at TodayFM951. Yes, that's for Twitch. You can also listen to us via our website, which is www.todayfmlive.com. It's audio only, so you go over there, search for the homepage or the menu list, and look for the Listen Live button. Click it, and you will be here with me. All right. Also, you can join us via the various radio apps. We've got the TuneIn as well as the Radio Garden app. So what you need to do is go over, search for TuneIn and search for Radio Garden app, download it, and search for Today 95.1 FM, and you will be here with me as we go on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I've already given you a tip of the iceberg. We're going to be talking about the Nigerian Women's Football League. We've got a lot to talk about coming from that aspect. Then we look at the Super Falcons of Nigeria. We also talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Then we go straight into the World Cup preview. You know that the World Cup is a couple of days away from now. It's 2 days to the start of the 2026 FIFA World Cup in America. Yeah, it's huge already. A lot of talking points around that one there. The controversies are also there. We'll look at some of those controversies already, because traveling isn't going to be easy going to America these days, and it's the same thing. It will rub off on the FIFA 2026 World Cup in America, Mexico, and Canada. So we'll talk all of this on the show this beautiful afternoon, and it's time for us to get down to business. So ladies, gentlemen, sit back, relax, grab anything you know that will make you feel really good as we go on, and let's take flight. Money is talking. Blessings of blessings.
listen to Today Sports Life on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
All right, let's start off by talking about the Nigerian Women's Football League. It's the Super 6 and it's up and running. Match day 2, done and dusted. That was yesterday. Today is a rest day, and we'll start off with match day 3 next. For match day 2, the table, it's already beginning to take shape after another thrilling day of action in Port Harcourt. It all started with Rivers Angels, or I beg your pardon. It started with Nasarawa. Was that okay? Rivers Angels. Yes, it started with Rivers Angels yesterday as Abia Angels made history by securing their first ever NWFL Premiership Super 6 victory, while Nasarawa Amazons maintained their perfect start to the campaign on match day 2. For Abia Angels, they stunned the host, Rivers Angels, 1-0 in the opening game of the day at the Adokia Messimaka Stadium in Port Harcourt. Winner David's 26 minutes header proved decisive as the Umahia-based side claimed their first 3 points in the Super 6. Former Rivers Angels goalkeeper Oloko Fatima was the standout performer for the Abia, or called that the Umahia side, talking about Abia Angels, producing 9 saves to deny her former side and help her team move to 4 points from their opening 2 matches after drawing their first game. Assistant manager of Abia Angels, that's Judith Benson, says the team had to go back to the drawing board to obtain
for Jamboree, but today we have gotten the 3 points. I won't call it a revenge, but it looks like our lapses, and we have to tighten our lapses. And the formation we use against them the other time is different, including the players that we used the other time.
All right, and her opposite number, or would I say opposite number this time because she's the assistant manager, this time is the manager of Rivers Angels, Tosin Blackson. He had nothing much to say, but football is cruel. That's what he said. The game is cruel.
Sometimes football is cruel. The guests went to the party today, but the chances came, chances upon chances. But today wasn't their day. The girl was more conscious of scoring goals at that moment because she was playing at home. She believed that she would be always attacking, forgetting that she has a responsibility to defend. Well, in the second half, things like that never happened again. Throughout the game, in the second half, we were in their half playing, but the goals refused to come. It is football sometimes.
Yes, it is football sometimes. You could play, and at the end of the day, you do all the playing and your opponent gets to do the scoring. But that's the Rivers Angels that are 7-time winners of the NWFL title. And the former manager of that side, Edwin Okon, Coach Edwin Okon, won 2020-2021 season. So that puts him in the history books as one of the most successful managers of Rivers Angels. Yes, for Tosin Black Angels, it's expected that by this time Rivers Angels should be challenging or even winning the NWFL title, and now till match day 5, because the way it looks, Rivers Angels on the table right now are placed third with 3 points, yes, behind Nasarawa Amazons, who have 6 points, and Abia Angels, who have 4 points. There's still every possibility that Rivers Angels can go all the way and win this one. Yeah, in match day 3, if Nasarawa Amazons get to drop points, maybe drop all points by losing a game, and Rivers Angels gets to win, they get back challenging at the top of the table, 6 points, owing to whatever happens between Abia Angels. Also view Tosin Blackson, is it not time you started bringing in the trophies and the laurels to Rivers Angels when it has to do with the NWFL, the regular season? He's got the president's name is ticking for Tosin Blackson. You can also view or air your thoughts on this particular one. Do you think that it's high time Tosin Blackson started bringing in the NWFL trophy? And looking at it, do you think that to bounce back in the NWFL Super 6 as it's ongoing right there. From other games, we had Bayelsa Queens being the defending champions. A comeback victory. Chiamaka Eziekugo in the 51st minute put Bayelsa Queens up. And then it had to take the brilliance of Fariki and Moses in the 80th minute to equalize. And Ayatsi Hembafan in the 91st minute did break the heart of the Bayelsa Queens by getting that second goal to ensure that they get all 3 points from that particular encounter. And for FC Robo Queens, they were pummeled by Edo Queens, who lost the very first leg to Nasarawa Amazons. Yes, Edo Queens won. We had goals coming in from Chioma Moses too. 15th in the 15th minute and the 32nd minute. Then Precious Oscar in the 59th minute. And Mary Mamudu gave it a ceiling for 4 goals to Edo Queens. Then Florence Godwin Freda in the 86th minute pulled one back for FC Robo Queens, but that wasn't enough to get her club side bouncing back in this particular encounter. So, who impressed you the most for match day 2? Who do you think could spring to the top of the table after match day 3? For match day 3, I'll just update you with the fixtures. For match day 3, it starts tomorrow. Okay, that's going to be on the 11th. Yes, it starts tomorrow. Then we'll have 11th as the rest day. So Edo Queens will take on Abia Angels first off tomorrow by 9 a.m. Then we'll have Rivers Angels take on Bayelsa Queens. That's definitely going to be a cracker.